Welcome back to Wheel of Nazar. I am your host Bobby, and here love wins. Let's jump back into this here. Another brief examination of the pentagram. If you like the content here, please hit the like and subscribe, and comment below. Let me know what you think, and join me on Wheel of Nazar YouTube. And my publication is available for purchase at www.wheelofnazar.com, and this here is the cover. A couple altercations to it, but this is essentially what you're looking for. And let's jump back into it. So back here to the pentagram: 72 degrees, 144, 216, 288. Each point of the pentagram represents when we move into one precessional cycle and end an old one. Starting here at 51,840 BC, 0 degree mark, we move through time, coming to the 144 degree mark, where the great Master Christi was incarnated here on earth, and the 144 octave, that frequency, illuminated the heavens and the consciousness of humanity. We come around 216, 288 here at 324, the natural opposite polar of 144. We have 324 degrees, using the principle of 1 degree equaling 363 years. We will have 64,800 years. Now, if you start at year 0 and go around, you're actually going to come up with I believe 116,640. But we need to zero out here at year 0, so we'd actually be doing 180 degrees times 360 years. And I'm going to kind of touch back on that here again for a minute, and we're going to read a couple things here. And this is the Sirius Mystery by Robert Temple, and this is a must-have publication. Here, the great teacher, Mr. Temple, in the chapter Hounds of Hell, page 157, says this: in the Babylonian Enuma Elish, a perfect description of Nebu, the Lord of the Sun, Nibiru shall hold the crossing of heaven and earth. And we know that the planet Nebu has an orbit of 3,600 years. And here we can see at 360 degrees and the 0 degree mark, we can see Opicius. We can see the man wrestling the serpent. Here is 3,600 again. Now, if you are to add 51,840 to 77,760, you will come up with the number of 129,600. That is half of a great precession. At 180 degrees, starting here at year 0, we're going to move forward 36 degrees, and you will have 12,960 AD. And you can see how this zeroes out, and I have more to discuss about that at a later time. Here, I want to introduce the Saturn myth by David Talbot, another must-have read. Mr. Talbot proposes that at one time the planet Saturn was a polar star, and I'm going to talk about that for a minute. So here, I will have to put these back on again. Here, on page 166, this is Temple, Crown, Vase, Eye, and Circular Serpent. Here, from the Greek philosopher Epicurus to Epiphanius, the all was from the beginning like an egg, and the pneuma, world soul, in serpent wise around the egg, was then a tight band as a wreath or belt around the universe. Right here. The Orphics called this serpent Kronos, describing it as the bond of the cosmos. Right here. The serpent bond lies around the cosmos, proclaimed the Pythagoreans here. In the Gnostic work, Pistis Sophia, our Lord states, the outer darkness is a great serpent, the tail of which is in its mouth, and it is outside the whole world and surroundeth the whole world. The Babylonian Ashara, the circle of earth, the circle of created earth, is identified as the primordial beast, Tiamat. The world-ending, closing serpent dragon, which the Hebrews called Tehom, and the Muslims the mysterious serpent. To the Hindus, it was the fabulous serpent Naga that enclosed the world in its folds. Scandinavian myth knew the serpent Midgard, the well-tum spanner or stretcher around the world. If we take 144 degrees, which is Venus risen, as the book of Revelation identifies Jesus being equated with Venus risen. The Old Testament identifies the 324 degree mark as Venus fallen or Lucifer. We will take 144 degrees, we will multiply it by 324 degrees, and we will come up with 46656. This number is a symbol that represents Jupiter. And the distance of Jupiter from the sun is and in my publication, I have revealed the harmony of the spheres. This number, Jupiter, we can see here at this point, when Christ's consciousness illuminated the world, we can see here potentially this mythology opening up before our very eyes. Wow, this sage is really smoking right here. This is some really good stuff. Let's put that over here for a second and get it out the window there. And we can see here something amazing happens. And now I will, the reason why I bring this up here is that the Roman historian Tacitus, in his book, The Histories, 110 AD, I believe, tells us that the Israelites come out of Crete when Jupiter defeated Saturn. So here, at this point, we can now see the connection of Jupiter between Venus risen, Venus fallen. We can see also here, if you look at my previous videos, I disclosed to you how the planet Nibiru determines when we go in and out of a great dimension. Here, at this point in time, we will be in the 11th dimension. And the 11th dimension is Capricorn. I believe I spelled that wrong. Did I spell it? Capricorn. Forgive me. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Now we can begin to see how a lot of these mythologies start to emerge. We can potentially see how the pentagram itself becomes demonized, and all this negativity is attributed to it because of the mythology, or because of the, I should say rather, because of this negative polarity. We can see the positive polarity here of Venus risen, and we can see the negative polarity of Venus fallen. And embedded in there, we can see the beginnings of a great mystery unfolding before us. Thank you for joining me.